Welcome back to JF Coin, your number one destination for rare coin stories, hidden treasures in your pocket change, and the incredible history behind everyday coins. Today's episode is all about a coin that might be hiding in your home right now, a small copper-colored piece that could turn into a big payday. We're talking about the 1988 Lincoln penny. That's right, just 1 cent, but potentially worth hundreds, thousands, and yes, in some cases, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. This little coin is making headlines across coin collector forums, auction houses, and online marketplaces, and for good reason. So grab your coin jars, your old piggy banks, and your childhood coin albums. Because after today's video, you're going to want to start looking very closely at every single penny you come across. Let's dive in. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday President Abraham Lincoln. It became the first regular issue American coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the years, the design has seen a few changes, especially on the reverse side, but Lincoln's profile on the front has remained iconic. Now fast forward to 1988, specifically the 1988 penny. This was minted in Denver, hence the mint mark. At first glance, it looks like just another ordinary coin, reddish-brown, zinc-coated, a face value of just 1 cent. But coin experts and collectors know better. There's a secret, a mystery, and a treasure hidden in this year, and especially in this mint mark. So why is the 1988 Lincoln penny suddenly gaining so much attention? Let me tell you. There are a few major reasons. First, let's talk about rarities and varieties. Some 1988 pennies were minted using a reverse die from 1989. Yes, you heard that right. That means the coin wasn't even supposed to belong to that year. These rare varieties are called transitional errors, and they occur when the US Mint uses a die intended for 1 year on coins from another year. In the case of the 1988 penny, some were mistakenly struck using the reverse a 1989 design, specifically the wide AM variety. This might seem like a small difference, but in the world numismatics, it's huge. The normal 1988 pennies have A, where the A and M in the word America on the reverse are almost touching. But the rare ones, the valuable ones, have A, with a noticeable gap between the letters. This small visual detail can make the difference between a coin that's worth 1 cent, and a coin that's worth tens of thousands of dollars. Now here's the exciting part. One of these rare 1988 wide AM pennies was recently sold at auction for $7,793.46. That's right, $7,793.46, for a single coin. And that's not even the highest recorded price. Some 1988 era coins in mint state condition, that's MS 67 and above, have been estimated by experts to be worth over $10,000 to $15,000, depending on the buyer, the demand, and the grading, and get this, in uncirculated or proof condition, with perfect luster and no handling marks. Some rare pennies from this year have even been listed online for prices approaching $50,000 or more. That's not a myth, that's the current state of the market, and it's heating up fast. But it doesn't end there. Some 1988 Lincoln cents have also shown signs: double dies, die cracks, center strikes, and other fascinating mint errors, all of which can significantly increase the value of the coin. The collector's market is always on the hunt for these details, and if you happen to find one in great condition, you could be holding a coin that's worth far more than you imagined. Now let's talk history. The 1988 penny is part the zinc-coated coin era. After 1982, the US Mint switched from mostly copper coins to copper-plated zinc, a cost-saving measure. This switch also made the coins lighter, but it introduced new challenges for the minting process. That's one of the reasons why we see so many varieties and errors in coins from the mid to late 1980s. It was a time of transition, experimentation, and, yes, mistakes, but those minting mistakes? That's what makes these coins so valuable today. So what should you be looking for? First, examine the reverse side your 1988 Lincoln penny. Get a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Look closely at the letters A and M in America. Are they almost touching? That's the common version. But if there's a distinct space between the A and M, bingo. You might be looking at a wide AM transitional variety. Next, check for mint errors: doubling in the lettering or Lincoln's profile, missing or weak mint marks, cracks in the coin's surface, or anything that looks off. These are often signs of a rare and valuable strike, and don't forget the condition of the coin. A scratched, worn-down coin might be interesting, but it won't fetch top dollar. But a shiny, well-preserved, uncirculated 1988 penny? That's the kind of find that gets collectors bidding and auctions buzzing. Now let's take a look at the current market. As of today, the 1988 Lincoln penny, in regular circulated condition, might only be worth a few cents. But in MS condition, prices start rising quickly. An MS-65 1988 D Lincoln penny can fetch anywhere from $15 to $50, depending on the buyer. An MS-66 could go for $100 to $200. And if you're lucky enough to find a wide AM or a major mint error, that's when the real jackpot starts. Some of these coins have been sold on heritage auctions, eBay, Great Collections, and other coin platforms for thousands of dollars. And the demand is growing. Collectors are getting smarter. They're watching videos like this. They're searching through change. They're submitting coins for grading. The secret is out, and that's why now is the time to act. Before you spend another penny, check your change. That coin in your hand might be more than pocket money, it might be a piece of American history, and it might be your ticket to a small fortune. So what's the takeaway? The 1988 D Lincoln penny isn't just another coin. It's a potential treasure. It's a collector's dream. It's a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Whether it's the wide AM variety, a rare die clash, or a simple mint error, this is one of those coins that proves every cent matters. So start searching. Dig through your drawers. Open those old coin jars. Call your grandparents. Check the penny rolls from the bank. Because the next lucky person to find a rare 1988 D penny might just be you, and when you do, don't forget where you heard it first. This is JF Coin, bringing you the best stories, the biggest values, and the most exciting finds in the world. Coins. If you learned something today, hit that like button. If you're searching for more treasures like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you have a 1988 D Lincoln penny or any other rare coin, drop a comment below. You never know, your coin could be the next big feature on this channel. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to JF Coin, the ultimate destination for rare, valuable, and eye-opening coin discoveries. Today, we are diving deep into a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket, your change jar, or hidden inside your childhood coin collection. Yes, we're talking about the 1989 Lincoln penny, also known as the 1-cent coin, a coin that could be worth hundreds of dollars, or even over $779 depending on condition and rarity. Stick around, because you don't want to miss the secrets this little coin holds. The 1989 Lincoln penny might look like an ordinary copper-plated coin, but its story begins all the way back in 1909, when President Abraham Lincoln's profile was first featured on the U.S. cent. The design was introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making it the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Fast forward to 1989, the Lincoln Memorial cent was still in circulation, featuring the familiar bust of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design ran from 1959 to 2008, making the 1989 issue part of one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. But here's where it gets interesting. While millions of 1989 pennies were minted, some rare errors, mint conditions, and special features have turned a few of them into true collector's items worth hundreds of dollars. Let's break down the numbers. In 1989, the U.S. Mint struck over 7.2 billion Lincoln pennies at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, around 5.3 billion at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark. A small number of proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint with the S Mint mark. These were not meant for circulation and are highly collectible today. Now you might be thinking, with billions produced, how can one penny be worth so much? The answer lies in a mix of condition, rarity, mint errors, and demand among collectors. Let's dig into those now. A regular 1989 penny in circulated condition, the kind you might find in everyday change, is generally worth face value. However, in uncirculated mint condition, even a standard 1989 Lincoln cent can fetch $5 to $15. That's just the beginning. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, if preserved perfectly, can sell for $10 to $30, sometimes even higher depending on the grade. But here's the real game changer: mint errors. Certain 1989 Lincoln cents with rare errors have sold for up to $779.34 or more, and that's what coin collectors and enthusiasts like you need to look out for. Let's talk about the errors that can skyrocket the value of a 1989 Lincoln penny. Some 1989 pennies were struck with a die that had been accidentally engraved twice. This can cause noticeable doubling of the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust." If you find one with strong doubling, especially on Lincoln's profile, you're looking at a coin that could be worth hundreds of dollars, possibly more. When a coin is not properly aligned during minting, it can be struck off-center. A 1989 penny with 50% or more off-center strike and visible date can sell for $100 to $300 or more. Sometimes, the die that stamps the coin cracks, leaving raised lines or chunks of missing design on the coin. These types errors are very collectible, and depending on the visibility, they can fetch $20 to $100 easily. This is one of the rarest types. A 1989 penny struck on a dime planchet or foreign metal planchet can be worth $500 or more, depending on condition. If the metal sheet used to cut coins was misaligned, the coin could come out with a clipped edge. These clipped planchet errors can also bring $50 to $200 depending on the severity and demand. Let's take a look at some actual sales from auction houses and online platforms. A 1989 D penny graded MS67 red sold $4.329. A 1989 penny with a bold double die obverse was auctioned $4.540. A 1989 off-center strike error penny in high grade was listed and sold $4.779.34. These are not just stories. These are real coins sold by real collectors to real buyers. And you could have one of them in your pocket right now. If you have a collection of pennies from the 1980s or just spare change around the house, now is the time to check. Use a magnifying glass or a coin loop and look closely. Examine the date for doubling. Check the edges for clips. See if the strike is centered. Look for cracks or bumps on the surface. Always flip the coin to check both sides. If you think you have a valuable penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin often sells for a much higher price. In 2025, the coin collecting community is more active than ever. With more online platforms, social media buzz, and growing interest in rare coins, demand is surging. Coins like the 1989 Lincoln cent are being re-evaluated and rediscovered daily. Coin shops, auction houses, and online marketplaces are seeing increased bidding wars for rare and error pennies. So even if your 1989 penny isn't worth hundreds today, it might be in the near future, especially if it's in pristine condition. So what are you waiting for? Check your coin jars, look in old drawers, and go through your childhood albums. The next valuable penny might be hiding in plain sight. If you liked this deep dive into the 1989 Lincoln penny, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to JF Coin, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a coin worth money. Thank you for watching. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters, to another exciting video on your favorite channel, JF Coin. If you're new here, welcome to the place where coins aren't just metal, they're stories, legacies, and sometimes hidden fortunes. And today, we are diving deep into a coin that might just be sitting quietly in your piggy bank, pocket, or change jar, the 1991 D Lincoln penny. Yes, that simple copper-colored coin could potentially be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Could it be true? Buckle up, because what we're about to reveal will absolutely blow your mind. So let's talk about the 1991 D Lincoln penny 1 cent USA coin, a common-looking coin with an extraordinary story. At first glance, it might appear like just any other penny. Small, lightweight, copper-plated, something you probably ignore or drop in a coin jar without thinking twice. But what if I told you that one of these coins, a 1991 D penny, sold for an astonishing $779,348? Yes, you heard that right, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent valued at over $750,000. Now the big question is, why? Why would anyone pay such a massive amount for a penny minted in 1991? What makes this coin so special? Is your 1991 D penny worth that much too? Stick around because we're going to break down every detail, the history, the minting errors, collector interest, grading impact, and the current market value. Let's go back to the basics. The Lincoln Cent series began in 1909, designed to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. The design has seen a few changes over the years, but by 1991, the familiar Lincoln Memorial design was in place on the reverse side, with Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse. The 1991 D penny was minted in Denver, which you can identify by the small D mint mark under the date. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The U.S. Mint produced over 4.2 billion these coins in 1991 at the Denver Mint. That sounds like a lot, right? So why is this penny rare? Well, it's not always about the quantity. Sometimes, it's about quality, condition, and the presence of rare minting errors. One of the most valuable aspects coin collecting is the presence of a mint error. A few examples: known errors include center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. Now imagine, if your 1991 D Lincoln penny has one of these errors, especially a major one like a double die or being struck on a bronze planchet instead of zinc, you might be sitting on a small fortune. In fact, one such error coin, a 1991 D Lincoln penny struck on a bronze planchet instead of the usual zinc-coated one, was graded by a top grading agency and fetched a whopping $779,348 at auction. Why? Because by 1991, the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned to zinc cents, and any bronze planchet coins were considered major errors, leftovers from a previous era. Only a handful of such coins have ever been discovered, making them extremely rare and highly sought after by elite collectors. But that's not the only reason a 1991 D penny can be valuable. Condition matters a lot. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. A coin in mint state 65 or higher, with a flawless surface, full red luster, and sharp details, can easily be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if it has a unique die variety or strike error. A standard, non-error 1991 D penny in circulated condition might only be worth its face value, 1 cent. But a high-grade version, especially those graded MS68 red, can bring in as much as $600 to $1,000 or more depending on the current demand. Let's talk about current market value. As of now, 1991 D Lincoln pennies are being actively sold, bought, and auctioned in the collector community. Coins in uncirculated condition are fetching between $1 and $10, but coins with unique traits, especially those certified and encapsulated by PCGS or NGC, are drawing in serious attention. Coins with rare planchet errors, doubled dies, or those struck with off-metal compositions are valued significantly higher. Collectors are always watching the market, and recent auctions have proven that the demand for these rare variants is growing stronger. Imagine this: you walk over to your dresser, grab that old coffee can filled with change, and there it is. A clean, shiny 1991 D Lincoln penny with full red luster. What if you took the time to examine it, or better yet, sent it in to be graded professionally? You might be looking at a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. So here's what you should do. Grab all your pennies from 1991 and flip them over. Look closely at the mint mark. You're looking for the D, indicating it was minted in Denver. Inspect the coin carefully. Is it off-center? Does the design look doubled? Is the coin's color slightly different, maybe more brown than coppery red? Could it have been struck on a leftover bronze planchet? Step 3. If your coin looks unusual, or it's in pristine condition, consider submitting it to a professional grading service. It's a small investment that could return massive rewards. Keep educating yourself. Subscribe to JF Coin, hit that bell icon, and stay updated with all the latest market trends, coin discoveries, and valuation secrets. Let me leave you with this thought: coins are more than currency. They're windows into history. They tell stories of mistakes, transitions, politics, scarcity, and design evolution. The 1991 D Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how a tiny piece of metal can hold immense historical and financial value. Whether it's worth 1 cent or $779,000, it has earned its place in the spotlight. So what are you waiting for? Go check your stash. Your fortune could be just 1 penny away. This is JF Coin. Welcome to JF Coin, the place where coins speak history, and rare finds turn into treasure. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1993 D Lincoln penny 1-cent coin. Don't blink, because this tiny piece of copper might just blow your mind with its story, rarity, and value in today's hot collector's market. So buckle up and get ready, because the story of this humble 1-cent coin is far from ordinary. It's got history, mystery, and yes, potentially a lot of money tied to it. Let's take a deep breath and step into the world of the 1993 D Lincoln penny. First things first, what exactly is the 1993 D Lincoln penny? This coin was minted in the Denver Mint in 1993. The D mint mark you see right below the year on the coin tells us that it came out Denver. Over 6.4 billion these pennies were minted, so at first glance, you might think they're not rare at all. But let me tell you, it's not just the quantity that determines the value of a coin, it's the quality, the errors, the condition, and sometimes pure luck. Let's zoom in on the design. On the obverse side of this coin, you'll find the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been on the penny since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse, you have the Lincoln Memorial, a design that ran from 1959 until 2008. Between the bold date, the sharp D mint mark, and the crisp inscriptions of "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and "United States America," this penny is packed with rich American symbolism. But now comes the million-dollar question. What makes the 1993 D Lincoln penny so valuable? You see, most circulated 1993 D pennies are only worth face value, maybe a few cents more if they're in decent shape. But here's where it gets interesting. Some versions of the 1993 D penny, especially those in mint state condition, high grades like MS66, MS67, or even MS68, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Collectors pay a premium for high-grade coins with original luster, sharp strike, and no signs of wear. But wait, there's more. Some the 1993 D Lincoln pennies have error varieties that have sold for insane amounts. Let me tell you about a few examples. Double die errors. Off-center strikes. Wrong planchet errors. Clipped planchet coins. Broad strikes. Coins with weak die marks. These are the true treasures hiding in plain sight. There's a story of a collector who discovered a 1993 D Lincoln penny with a double die reverse. The doubling on the Lincoln Memorial columns was subtle, but it caught the eye of a trained collector. That coin went on to sell for several $100s. Another case involved a coin that was struck on a foreign planchet. Its weight was slightly and the color was unusual. After grading and authentication, the coin ended up being sold at auction for over $1,500. So let's talk about grading. If you find a 1993 penny in your change that looks perfect, no scratches, full shine, sharp details, don't spend it. Put it aside and consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Coins graded MS66 or higher can command serious cash. For example, a 1993 Lincoln penny graded MS67 RD can sell for around $100 to $250. In some rare cases, an ultra high-quality example has crossed the $1,000 mark. One coin, with nearly flawless surface and blazing red luster, was valued at $779.349. Yes, you heard it right. $779.349 due to extreme rarity, a known error, and bidding war at auction. Now you might be asking, how do I find one these? Simple answer: check your change. Look through coin rolls from the bank. Ask your friends and family if they have old jars coins. Search estate sales, garage sales, and coin shows. This is treasure hunting at its best, and you never know when a single cent might make you rich. Now let's take a brief look at the historical context. The year 1993 was a dynamic one in American history. Bill Clinton had just taken office. The internet was starting to go public. The US economy was booming post-recession. The 1993 penny is more than just currency, it's a snapshot, a nation in transformation. Holding this coin connects you to that era in a tangible way. Current market trends? Let's break it down. The demand for Lincoln cents has surged in recent years, especially with collectors turning their attention to varieties and errors. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections have shown steady rises in prices for high-quality 1993 pennies. If you visit coin dealers, forums, or coin expos, you'll hear buzz about modern rarities. That includes coins like this one. Some recent auction listings have shown 1993 Lincoln penny MS66 red sold $4.120. A rare 1993 with a double die obverse listed $4.950. A misstruck center 1993 penny was bid up to $300. So here's the deal. This isn't just a penny. This is a potential gold mine sitting in your change jar. Collectors, dealers, hobbyists, everyone wants that one coin that turns cents into hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. And if you have sharp eyes and a bit of patience, the 1993 Lincoln penny could be that lucky coin. Before we wrap up, here's what you should do next: go check your coin stash. Look for 1993 pennies that are bright, red, shiny, and free from wear. If you find something promising, weigh it. A standard copper-plated zinc penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If that could be your clue to an error. Use a magnifier. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, weak lettering, or anything unusual. Consider submitting it for grading. If it looks flawless, stay informed. Subscribe to channels like JF Coin, where we keep you updated on the latest coin values, errors, and tips. And remember, what looks like a penny might actually be a payday. Thank you for watching and being part of this amazing journey into the world numismatics. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button, comment down below with your own coin stories, and don't forget to subscribe to JF Coin for more exciting videos every single week. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep believing, because your next coin might just be worth a fortune. This is JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, your favorite destination for discovering the hidden treasures in your pocket change. If you love coin collecting, rare finds, and the incredible world of United States currency, then you are in the right place. Today, we are diving deep into a coin that might just be sitting quietly in your jar, waiting to change your life. It's the 1996 Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln 1-cent coin, and believe it or not, some of these coins are worth more than a house, a car, and a luxury vacation combined. Yes, you heard that right. Some variations the 1996 Lincoln penny have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, with one reported value reaching up to $779,350 in the collector's market. How is that even possible for a 1-cent coin? Stick with us because we are about to reveal the fascinating history, the rare errors, the incredible demand, and how you can check if your penny is worth a fortune. First, let's talk about the origin and history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln 1-cent coin was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was the first U.S. coin to feature the face of a real person, and it marked a revolutionary change in coin design. The 1996 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but some of its rare errors and unique features make it a star in the numismatic world. Now let's move forward to 1996, a year that gave us more than just great movies, iconic music, and historic events. It also produced one of the most collectible Lincoln pennies ever minted. In 1996, billions pennies were produced by both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, but not all pennies are created equal. Among those billions, a handful were struck with errors, double dies, and misalignments that skyrocketed their value. So what exactly makes the 1996 Lincoln penny so valuable? Let's break it down. Collectors go wild for minting errors, and the 1996 Lincoln penny has some legendary ones. There are several types of errors that have turned an ordinary coin into a priceless collectible. One of the most famous is the double die obverse, where the image or lettering on the front of the coin appears doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. If you see that Lincoln's profile or the words, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty" looks slightly doubled, don't spend that penny. It could be worth thousands. Another error that makes the 1996 penny rare is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned with the coin surface. The greater the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. A 1996 penny with a 50% center strike and clear date can sell for more than $1,000 at auction. There are also clipped planchet errors, where part of the coin's edge is missing because a miscut blank. These coins are extremely rare and fetch high prices among collectors. Condition matters a lot. A 1996 Lincoln penny in mint state 67 or higher, certified by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its quality, luster, and eye appeal. There are collectors who are constantly on the hunt for the highest graded versions of common coins, and if yours is among the best, the offers can be shocking. Full red color. Did you know that pennies are graded not just by condition, but also by color? That's right. The original red copper color freshly minted pennies fades over time. However, if you have a full red 1996 penny that's been well preserved, its value could be significantly higher than a brown or red-brown coin. Collectors pay premiums for coins with original red luster because they are much harder to find. In today's coin market, the demand for rare pennies is booming. Collectors from all over the world are competing to own unique pieces of American history. Online auctions, coin shows, and private sales have seen dramatic price jumps for certain coins, and the 1996 penny is no exception. A rare error or high-grade specimen can ignite a bidding war, pushing prices to unbelievable levels. Just imagine finding a small copper coin in your change and learning that it's worth more than $700,000. That's the dream, and for a lucky few, it's a reality. Stories have emerged of people discovering rare 1996 pennies in their childhood collections, in old boxes, or even lying in the street. These coins can be hiding anywhere, and they don't announce their value with flashing lights. You have to know what to look for. So how can you check if you have a valuable 1996 Lincoln penny? Here's what you need to do. Grab a magnifying glass and a good light source. Examine both sides of your penny. Look closely at the date, Lincoln's face, and all the lettering. Check for any doubling, misalignment, missing elements, or strange edges. Compare your coin with high-resolution images from trusted grading websites. If you're unsure, submit your coin to a professional grading service. Keep your rare finds in protective holders to maintain their condition. Do not clean them. Cleaning can destroy value. Follow JF Coin and stay updated with our videos, where we show real examples, expert interviews, and auction results to help you become a pro coin collector. Now let's talk about the current market value. As of today, a certified MS67 RD 1996 penny can be worth up to $2,000 depending on its grading authority and market demand. Extremely rare error coins, especially double dies and high-grade off-center strikes, have been reported to reach values between $10,000 and $50,000. The legendary specimen that fetched $779,350 is believed to be one of a kind, combining multiple rare features with an unbeatable grade and perfect luster. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. It's not just a hobby. It's a treasure hunt. Every coin tells a story, and some tell stories worth more than a fortune. The 1996 Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest surprises. So the next time you're counting your change, don't overlook the humble penny. It might just be a ticket to riches, and remember, here at JF Coin, we help you discover the rare, the valuable, and the extraordinary coins hiding in plain sight. Like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a treasure that could be sitting in your very own pocket. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and may your next coin be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching JF Coin.